Hello, it's Dave here.
And it's Tom.
And today we're taking a final look at Dead Island, the Definitive Edition. This time we've got the PC version running up against the PlayStation 4. And well, basically we're taking a look to see exactly what the PC game brings over consoles.
Right, so this is the first time I've actually seen the footage you put together, Dave, and well, 60 FPS on the right, easy pick, and besides that, the core assets and textures and that sort of thing, they're identical to console, is that right?
That's correct, yeah, so there aren't any extra improvements with regards to all the sort of core details that we see. They're basically the same across all three platforms.
Right, so it's par for course with a PC conversion of something that's probably designed for console first, but we do get some extras on PC visually. I mean, 60 FPS is all well and good, and what GPU are you running on here?
So yeah, this was running on the GTX 970.
Okay, so it's like the standard default card for a lot of users nowadays. It's a good bedrock for this level of performance. Is there anything the PC version does when it's maxed out though over what we get on console?
Yeah, there are only very few upgrades, but one of the things I've noticed is the draw distances are better fleshed out on PC, so things like trees, beach huts, details in the distance appear on PC, whereas they're not been rendered yet on PlayStation 4.
Okay, so we're talking just the geometry and shadows as well?
Yep, geometry, shadows, textures, that kind of stuff. So here, for example, you can see on the umbrellas there's extra details on PC, whereas on consoles they've not sort of been rendered. So yeah, sort of level of detail, streaming, and general
visibility in the distance.
Yeah, is the biggest improvement between console and PC.
Well, it wasn't exactly a distraction on PS4 in the first place, but I suppose with PC you've got higher resolution options, and with that comes the ability to run at more pixels per inch on bigger screens, and at that point you can see further into the distance anyway, which means, you know, this sort of broadened draw distance really comes into play.
It does, yeah, and on top of that we get slightly higher quality shadows, but it's not a massive thing that immediately stands out, you know, just a bit of extra refinement.
Right, and the other thing I've just noticed in this clip is the extra light sources on certain scenes.
Yeah, that's right. The lighting on PS4 seemed to be sort of less full compared to the original game in some circumstances, whereas on PC we can see the environments are slightly better illuminated and it kind of matches up a bit more of the vibe from the original.
Cool, and motion blur is the kind of other big note we've made here.
Yep, high quality sampling and looks like a slightly higher resolution as well, so there's more clarity. And what's interesting here is that the improved motion blur actually helps to reduce the temporal ghosting we get from the anti-aliasing. So even though it's still there, but because the samples are sort of smaller in size, the ghost image is also slightly smaller, which helps to sort of prevent it being too obvious during gameplay.
Interesting. So what we're getting pretty much is the console experience, but with a few extras added on top, but nothing too grand.
Exactly, yeah. As with most console to PC ports, by far the biggest upgrade on PC is of course running at 60 frames per second, which is the thing that was missing from the console releases, and it's good to finally get an increase in controller response there. Of course, as the Definitive Edition is using a newer engine, the game is more demanding to run than the original Dead Island, but you know, 970 is a popular card, so a lot of people out there should be able to get this running 1080p 60.
Cool. Right, that about covers it. If you found this video useful, please give us a like or subscribe below, and until next time, thanks for watching.